Man, Facebook, this is Talk Tuesday with your boy Isaac Darko, sold by Darko. And we have the infamous, the famous championship belt wearing Mr. Chris Miller with Champion Home Loans.
What's going on, guys?
Man, what's up, man? I It's been a long time. We actually used to be on the mic heavy.
Many moons, as my people say. The bearded podcast.
Man, the good
Oh,
old
good.
days before the panoramic, the pandemic,
Mhm.
the COVID came around.
The
No,
Rona ruined a lot of things for a lot of people.
yeah, no, it did, and I, I was like, yeah, it was fun.
Good times. It was one of the highlights of my week. I loved kicking it, and then just we talked a lot of real estate, got into some sports, and just some regular everyday stuff. It was a good time. Had a
No,
good
no,
producer.
yeah,
Adam was the man.
shout out to
Had
Adam.
some good guests on. Learned a lot.
Oh yeah, learned a ton, man. That was great stuff. I enjoyed that. So we might have to do something.
You say when, brother?
I had to do something, especially now we got more technology now. So,
Yeah, I did learn how to turn the computer on by myself. My wife didn't have to help me tonight, so that was a positive.
ha, man, that's good. That's good, man. I want to jump in because you are the mortgage expert and one I trust, but specifically on the topic of veterans, um, we've been killing it with veterans, like
That's a fact.
destroying it with veterans. And so, man, we're gonna dive in talking about veterans, veteran programs, what the buying situation looks like with them in the market right now, how they should take advantage. But give me your insight on veteran buying right now, military, how they should proceed.
So, just in general, the economy's been a little shaky lately. The one thing that you can always count on is a government paycheck. VA veterans, they get paid. They get paid on time. Their amounts are good, and they have a lot of benefits that help their financial success and health. As far as you can go get groceries pretty cheap. You got a housing allowance. There, there's a lot of options out there for veterans. But with the shaky economy, what me and you have witnessed in the last couple of months is the new builds that are going on the market and are sitting for a little bit.
Yeah.
These builders are losing money as they just sit there and sit there. There's a house in my neighborhood. The builder told me for every month it sits, it's $7,000 in interest.
Mm.
So at some point, it's better to offload them at a discount than to hang on to them and pay that interest, hoping that buyer comes by in the next 3 months. So what we've been able to do is it's a huge benefit to VA buyers because if you structure the contract correctly, there is no cap on how much the seller can contribute to the veteran, and that can be used for closing cost and rate buy down, anything associated with the loan that can be put on a CD. So you can even, a lot of people don't know this, you can use a seller concession to actually pay off debt of the veteran in order for them to qualify. We closed a loan at my office this week where in the middle of the transaction, the client, his car broke down and he was in a spot. So he had to get a loan to pay off for his car repair. And we used an additional concession to pay off that debt to keep him qualified for his new home purchase.
Mm.
Um, but what all this means in the grand scheme of things, I know I just threw a bunch of lingo and mortgage gibberish at everybody, is we can make homes more affordable in this market with these additional seller concessions. Because we did one this was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Where we the client got $30,000 in seller concessions. Their closing costs were covered. Plus, they got a rate buy down. Their interest rate's at 5.5%. That's phenomenal in today's market. That's not a standard rate. That's and those kind of buy downs are really only going to be, available to veterans because of the amount of seller concessions that are available to them. On
Right.
top of just the seller concessions, you're getting the benefit of a VA interest rate, which is, primo there. the funding fee. If you have any amount of disability, there's no funding fee on a VA loan. And I'd say, the majority of veterans have a little bit of disability through just their normal wear and tear service, 10, 20%, and that qualifies them to not have that funding fee. And also there's no mortgage insurance. That's a huge benefit.
Huge.
I mean, that's a couple $100 a month that you're not, really seeing any benefit from that, the VA's got you on. That's what part of their guarantee on the loan is they're going to make sure, if something happens, they got your back and they're not going to charge you as much for it. Not going to charge you at all for it. It's part of your veteran benefits.
Right. Man, I really love that. Because matter of fact, I had asked you a question about that the other day. Is like a lot of the veterans don't understand how much of a benefit their VA loan is. And I just asked you about bonus. You told me something about bonus
eligibility.
Yeah, please explain that, because that's huge.
So a lot of people think that you can only have one VA loan at a time. That's not entirely true. Now it all depends. There's a lot of paperwork we got to look at, but you get a certificate of eligibility from the veteran. It's going to show how much eligibility they have on their VA loan. And if you have enough eligibility, you can turn your current VA loan into a investment property and then turn your new loan into your primary. You just have to be able to qualify for that bonus eligibility. And that's something, without going too deep into it, we need to see certificate of eligibility. And if that's not there, we need to apply for your bonus eligibility with the VA. So there's a lot of options there as far as, everyone wants to step up at some point in life. And if you can utilize that VA loan for 2 different loans, I mean, that's big time. I actually had a question asked to me today that I had to do a little research on. It is technically possible to have 3. It's going to take a calculator and a little bit of work to make sure. It's not going to be super common, but it is possible.
Okay. And does it really matter? New into the VA, because I don't know the VA. Do they give you a certain amount of money to use with each benefit, or is that whatever the house amount? That's you can use it on that, or you just have a standard minimum, or I don't.
Yeah, it's you got to get your fancy calculator out. Or there's a certain percentage of the house is guaranteed up to a certain amount, and that's where that math comes in. And it's going to be different in a lot of different ways per client based on their eligibility and then how much entitlement they've used, all that good stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, that's good, because I know that, and I'm just going to say this. So if you are a veteran right now and you're looking for a house, new builds all day, new builds all day.
All day long.
Yeah, all day long. Not saying you can't buy a used house. You're just going to have a little bit of more, you're going to have a difficult time trying to get, the most bang for your buck out of, a used property. Not saying you can't do it, but it's gonna be a little bit more of a journey to get
right
that.
Now, in the current market environment, you're definitely getting more juice for your squeeze on the new builds on the VA loan with the seller concessions that are out there. It's definitely I would start there and then see what that looks like, because we closed one where they we pre-qualified them at around I think if they were buying an existing home, they were pre-qualified at $290,000.
Yeah.
So with these seller concessions, payment to payment, to keep their debt to income ratio where it was with a $290,000 house, they bought a $419,000 house.
Oh wow!
That's the same payment, and $126,000 if I did my math right off the top of my head, $126,000 more worth of house for the same payment. That's huge.
Man, yeah, that is.
And you're moving into something new,
right? And that's key. And I kind of want to segue that into for veterans versus consumers, because consumers right now, you have a broker, a broker office, so you can be a little bit more creative. They have a ton of programs, and I just want to make sure to give you a shout out. And this Champion Home Loans has several different programs, a bunch of different programs for any need. But can you spell out some of the newer programs or any programs you want to highlight, like
Oh,
for
absolutely.
consumers, just regular consumers that are not veterans?
So I'll give you the quick gauntlet real quick. This I think the old people say the Reader's Digest version. So FHA loans, we can go down to a 500 credit score. Anything under a 580 needs 10% down, but it is doable. I actually have someone pre-qualified right now with a 530 credit score. They're going to be able to buy a house. Also, right now, something that's very popular is the 100% FHA financing. It's a second loan for the down payment. It's 2% over the interest rate of the primary loan, and then it's a 10-year note for the down payment. So it's literally 100% financing. A lot of these down payment programs that are out there, they charge you 1.5 points, 2 points to get 3.5% help. Well, you're only benefiting 1.5% to 2%. May not make sense. This one has a little more utility to it. As long as we can get you what's called approved eligible in the underwriting system, it's good to go. You can get the full seller concessions. I actually have a builder right now marketing it where he's going to give $15,000 in concessions to help, get clients into these, it's a $480,000 house. They're going to be able to move into this house with zero money out of pocket. The other programs that are hotter on the conventional spectrum, we have a 1% down conventional loan. It's technically a 3% down program. It's called the Home One conventional loan. It's technically 3%, but they give a 2% gift up to $4,000 for your down payment. So that caps out at $200,000. You can buy more than $200,000. You're just going to have to pay the 3% down on the remainder of the loan. There's the SPCP program that's out there right now. It's a 3% down program. It's a little wonky, but they want you, the parameters are this. If you currently live in Oklahoma City, are a first-time home buyer, can qualify for a conventional loan, and you're moving out of Oklahoma City, and that's anywhere. It can be Edmond, Moore, Norman, Tulsa, wherever. They will give you a $5,000 grant for down payment, a $500 grant for appraisal, and a $500 grant for a home warranty. So $6,000 in free money just if you live in Oklahoma City, can qualify for a conventional loan, and want to move out of Oklahoma City.
Man, that's good. That's good. I don't know if people are understanding that this you can buy now. Like that just proves it. Like there's so many programs. And I mean, use your mortgage lender to get creative. If your mortgage lender is not creative, you might not want to use them because there are many ways you can still buy out here. So understand, like we get this question all the time. I don't know if you get this question. What is the market looking like? Can I buy now? What do you think the outlook is going to be probably in the next like couple of months or through the winter months? Like, what do you think the outlook is going to be as far as buying and selling?
It's picking up. I'll tell you this. I had 3 different people that I have not been working with call me this week to get pre-qualified for the same house in New Walla. 3, I mean, the odds of that happening, I mean, that's never happened in my career. The number of loan applications is going up. You're definitely seeing more competition. A lot of my pre-quals are dealing with multiple offer situations. I think people are getting off the fence of being scared of these rates and being scared of the environment and the economy and everything. It's kind of settling down. The rates are trickling down a little bit, so that's positive. Plus, there's all these additional programs out there to help people. It's the demand for housing is picking up, and as these rates come down, more people enter into the buyer's pool. It's going to be even more competitive. You're going to start seeing, these, it used to be a little bit of a buyer's market. You start seeing people getting seller concessions. That's going to go away as more people enter. And there's, we're still short on houses. So you're not giving concessions. You're going to see some more bidding wars at some point. It could be 2021 all over again where, we did a deal where there was the person had to put $30,000 over asking price to get the contract.
Yeah. And I tell, like, I can't stress this enough. And I know you've told your clients this, like, don't sit on the sidelines too long. The time can hurt you it can definitely hurt you. It can help you and it can hurt you at the same time. Lean on your experts on this stuff. Like I know for a fact, like clients are like kind of waiting for the shoe to drop, and I'm like, that's like that's the worst move you could ever do. Like I'm like, you need to, just lean into your expert. Like Chris Miller, I know for a fact that he is super knowledgeable when it comes to making. I can't say it on here, making stuff happen to an extent. But he works the numbers, and it's all about the numbers. And if numbers make sense, then you can get any deal done with any program. And I'm like, hey, like the realtor side of it, we want to help you. So we want to make sure that we're saving you the most money we can, but also giving you expectation like the money, everything has risen in price. So gotta come to terms with that. But are you well? We know we have a shortage right now, but you just said it. This is the best time to buy right now, while there's no competition.
Because right now the demand, it's not as high as it's going to be as more buyers enter the market. The thing is, you can get in this.
I think you cut out for a second.
House or two, as rates continue to trickle down, we can refinance that thing later.
Yep.
So I hate this saying because it just seems so cliche, but it's true. Is date the rate, marry the house. If it's the house for you, go get it. Make a few adjustments to your budget to make it work for a year or two, and then we're going to refi this thing. And your lender. I mean, I've got a big spreadsheet of everybody I've done a loan for in the last 2 years. Ready to go as soon as rates are happening or fall. And I've actually got one going right now. It's a refi. I mean, it's guy bought out in Texas. We had to do a bank statement loan for him, and we're going to interest rate with this refi. It's definitely coming around.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys just understand, like people, since the fact that the people are still buying, like, and he just said it, people are refinancing too. You just have to understand finances, and that's bottom line. So, my biggest thing is that lean on your advisors when it comes to stuff like this. You can still buy, and you can buy something nice. That's really up to your realtor as far as that goes, but you have leverage. Buyers, this is buyers now. You have leverage. Sellers even have leverage in a sense since the inventory is still low, but buyers have some real good leverage right now. So take advantage. Take advantage, man. I do this final note because I know you got to get off here. I told you 15 minutes. So I don't want to take up your time. But tell them how they can reach you because this will be saved and this will, people can comment and leave questions too. But like give them phone numbers, Instagram, whatever the case, Facebook, how they can reach you.
Absolutely. So if you find another loan officer more accessible to me, I want to go have a beer with that guy because it just doesn't happen. My phone number is 405-613-6151. Give me a call, shoot me a text, email me at chris@winwithchampion.com or visit www.winwithchampion.com as well. We have all our information and team members, all that good stuff on the website. But I'm happy to do consultations. We can talk, situations. You want to be at a payment, you want to be at this house, that house. What options can we come up with? There's several ways to make it happen, and if we can find it, we will.
Yeah. So, and Chris is funny, y'all. He be having these funny videos on TikTok. Man, so yeah, check him out on all those social media platforms. Man, Chris, thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. Always enjoy it. Let's go get one of those cheeseburgers again. By the way, Gordon Ramsay.
Oh my gosh,
best cheeseburger I've ever had, and that's coming from a
credible source.
Yeah, I've got a resume
around
the line.
Yeah, triple fives.
It's Gordon Ramsay and Chef Curry. I saw Chef Curry today.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, super. He's always so nice.
No, he is, man.
That burger slaps too, as the kids say.
It does. Like it's hard to compare. They both up there.
They got that acid base, like all the colors in the burger. I mean, it just looks tasty.
Yeah, no, it does. But that aioli and that truffle fries, I'm sorry,
Truffle fries,
man.
good
So,
stuff. Definitely check that out. But yeah,
all right,
let's do that soon, brother. Good to see you.
all right, man. Talk to you later. Thanks.
Talk to you. Bye.
All right. Man, so at any rate, guys, we're just gonna keep feeding you guys information on Talk Tuesday. And I want to thank everybody for getting on, especially during that particular segment. Now, I wanted to talk about some of the things that's coming down business wise, investing, because man, I am heavily looking into investing in certain things right now, especially in the stock market, particularly with Bitcoin and with some of the other digital currency out there now. But man, you guys really need to check out Coinbase. I'm not Coinbase is not sponsoring us today, and a matter of fact, I do have a sponsor coming on. So next Talk Tuesday, I will share that information. But man, Coinbase, if you get on there and you start kind of just playing around with it, I don't care if you have a few dollars, a little bit of dollars, do just a little bit of something, but start to really tap in and tune in to to invest in. Just start. That's all. That's my advice for you. But lean into an expert. I know some of the people at Fidelity. They're really knowledgeable, and Charles Schwab, also really knowledgeable. But man, just start investing, even if it's on a lower level. Coinbase, I know for sure, is a good starting point. And then you can try to go up a level. But talk to people at Fidelity; they're really nice. I know that they do put you on an action plan, but he also has some local folks. Sri Janat, I know I've been definitely looking into starting some stuff with him. But man, there is a lot to say about investing right now. And I'm telling you this because next year is about to get crazy, especially during an election year. And you know how that can go. So, and just as a disclaimer, I'm not on either side of the coin, kind of in the middle. So I don't, but I'll leave that be. But at any rate, so I did want to also talk about, what you guys need to start looking for as far as we just dealt with this problem with a house that is disgusting when it comes to getting it ready for a listing or anything like that. I know a lot of people, you might have a situation where you got to sell a house. So I'm trying to put people on notice, man, if your house is filthy, just know it's not going to sell quick. If you don't allow the realtor, and I'm talking to realtors too, if you don't allow the realtors to dive in and kind of help you, do things, just let the reins go, let it go, let them do their thing. They're the experts. Because I went back and forth with this person, and I'm telling you, it's just all bad. I don't want to have to do those things. But I walk away from those situations, if the person is not coachable. So just a word to the wise, guys. But outside of that, so I know talk about investing, talking about listing. I wanted to kind of get you guys' insight. We are last week we talked with EJ, and I know we are doing something pretty grand, but wanted to get insight. And so comments below, questions. And I wanted to ask this question: do people still is everybody still working from home, remote? How do you feel about coming back into the office or a new age office space? What do you like to see in office space? What do you like to see in an event space? So I know there's a lot of event spaces out here, but I want to kind of get it from the people and what they like as far as those things. And so I'm going to leave that here. Please, comment below, send in your questions about that. We're just trying to get some insight. So, but at any rate, so I'm not all real estate. I do some other things too, as far as business goes. So you guys will experience that very soon. Now, just to cap this off, because I want to let you guys go. Got about 5 minutes. I'm set to actually start doing groups on Facebook, and I'm trying to figure that out on Instagram. But I wanted to start. I said I wasn't gonna gatekeep, and so I want to figure out a platform on how to start sharing information to give people like kind of a bit more intimacy when it comes to asking questions. This is a public platform right now, but I want to give people a little bit more intimacy to kind of ask questions and get some real like advisement on the buying and selling process, even the financial situations, budgeting. Man, I'm gonna bring on some people. One of those people, he don't even know that I'm gonna bring him on, but Daniel Haynes, man, very, very good person out here in the financial spectrum. And so I want to bring him on in the future. Man, he knows everything finances. So I want to give people those insights. So the group on Facebook it'll be a closed group. So man, you'd have to, get granted access, but it'll be exclusive. It's free. We ain't charging nothing out here. But we want to make sure to, that it's like for, people that want to really ask some really in-depth questions and I can do some answering on there. So outside of that, man, Talk Tuesday was very informative. Man, once again, I want to thank Chris Miller for coming on. Champion Home Loans. Man, check them out, man. We've been killing it, especially with the veterans. I love the veterans. They just have a place in my heart. Specifically, especially with my grandfather being a veteran, and so yeah, near and dear to me. But man, we are selling houses out here. Don't get it twisted. They're like people are buying. Like it's really crazy. We're just more strategic on how we get people and save people money with their loans. And so, man, give us the opportunity. I'd be remiss if I didn't say, hey, call me, text me, let me know so we can work with you on all your buying and selling needs. And check us out on Instagram. Always got some great videos to put on there. But outside of that, guys, man, thank you once again. And I will see you next Tuesday. And check out my Jamaica videos coming up too. I was in Jamaica last week, so I didn't get to do Talk Tuesday. I was going to do it, but the internet was so trash. But yeah, check out the videos, man. You're going to see some nice views. Indeed. All right, guys, I'm out.